Today, the moon continues in Scorpio with themes of energy moving and healing and being processed under the surface, below the level of consciousness sometimes, and also in the world around us behind the scenes. So we can expect more of that processing to unfold today. We also have the moon opposing Uranus, then going into Sagittarius and inner planets in Capricorn as the moon activates a double sextile pattern with the outer planets. Okay, that was a lot. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro vibe for Tuesday, January 13th. So it's not so much that there's a lot going on today as it is just that this is a bigger story and this is a particular moment in that bigger story. So as these planets are moving through Capricorn, and I was sharing yesterday about how that means that they are activating a sextile to Neptune and trine to Uranus, a sextile to Saturn, as each planet moves through late Capricorn. And we're talking about all of the personal planets except the moon. So Venus, Sun, Mars, and Mercury all will be moving through Capricorn. And by the end of next week, they will all be in Aquarius in time for Neptune to change signs into Aries. Okay. I don't want to lose you with all this technical stuff. But also today, the moon is activating as it hits later Scorpio. It's activating that opposition to Uranus, but that also forms a temporary cradle pattern with Pluto, but also the planets in late Capricorn in a sextile to Saturn, Neptune, and then that in a sextile to Uranus. So lots of technical stuff here, but the point is that as the moon moves through late Taurus, it's activating these energies, and it could be bringing some shakeup, some new developments, some insight or new awareness, but possibly also emerging truth, something surfacing, some like those cracks of light coming through where things have been hidden or protected. So creating space for new information to come through, but also thinking about how to take care of yourself as there's a lot of information to process, and we all have to process that information in our own time, in our own way. So take care of yourself in the way that you need to manage the onslaught of things unfolding and new information coming at you, because this is also really a moment of possibility. And yesterday I was talking about how those planets will enter early Aquarius, activating that double sextile with the outer planets. But this is also a moment where the moon moves through late Scorpio, also activating those same planets. So essentially, as we have the experience of healing or the potential for healing, right? We have things surfacing to be aware of, to become aware of, so that we can heal them. That's what I mean when I say healing, is that we can, it's easier to process what you have access to. And so knowledge is power. And thinking of these Scorpio themes of power and where the power is and how that power is preserved through protecting knowledge, through preventing people from knowing things. And so the more you know, the more you have that ability to work with what is really going on. And that might be true in your personal life as well as in the wider world. New information surfacing. So take care of yourself, but also recognize that this is really a moment of possibility, of potential, of possible empowerment. And so if you can focus on that aspect of things, that might help you remember that you are a participant in what is unfolding and what direction ultimately things end up going. So then later in the day, the moon enters Sagittarius at 3:33 p.m. Pacific time. And with the shift of the moon into Sagittarius, now we get a little bit more of that perspective. So a little bit more ability to see from a bird's eye view, or to see the bigger whole of what's going on, to see more of the story, and to make sense of what is happening based on that bigger story. And so we begin with the Sagittarius moon as it enters Sagittarius. We begin with that vibe of the ability to make sense and gain an understanding and tell a story. And as always with the Sagittarius moon, the challenge is to tell that story in a way that supports the outcomes you want to see, and the healing that you want to see, and the transformation and the change in the direction of where you want it to go. And if you think about it, life is always bringing us gifts as well as challenges. And in every moment, no matter when you're alive, that's the case. And the more we can see the gifts in what is happening, and the opportunities and the possibilities and the potential, the more we can see those things, the more we can harness this energy of change and steer it in the direction we want it to go. And so, whatever that looks like for you, and what is emerging for you, what is being awakened in your life, and what you feels important to you to focus on, those are all some things to think about. Is how can you be part of steering this energy and telling that story of positivity and possibility, and how we can see this as a way through to the future we want to see. So those are some things to think about. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Marina Orms, and astrologyheals.com is my website. Transformationalastrology.com is my member site. And that is where you can support this work, which I deeply appreciate. And paid subscriptions help me to do more of what I am doing here. So thank you. And thank you also for subscribing to this YouTube channel, because that supports my work as well. And I appreciate you, and we'll see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care. Bye for now.